Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel Experiments with Vidisha, where I talk about books till now and hopefully other things like crafts and TV shows and movies, etc. I had a lot of plans to make a variety of videos last year, but I could not commit. I could not even commit to my Instagram. So, yeah, I am hoping that I will be better this year and we shall see. So I am back with the book fair video. I went to the book fair yesterday, 6th February. Rather late, but I was not available during the first 5 days of the book fair, so couldn't go then. And hopefully, I put this video out by tomorrow's or today, so that if anybody wants to go, they'll have a little bit of idea. Even though 2 days only 2 days are left. So we had 5 halls this time. Last time there were 4 halls, and it was in the Bharat Mandapam area of the Pragati Maidan. So it was from hall number 2 to 6. In hall number 2, we had the religious and regional languages. Also, three. You could find a lot of small publishers with a lot of Hindi books, as well as there were Urdu books, Punjabi books, um, some other languages also. I don't remember exactly. And after that, in hall number 4, we had books from the theme of this year, which is We the People, and as well as books from other countries like Russia and Turkey. And then hall number 5, we had the bigger publications like Penguin, Bloomsbury, Hachette, Home Bookstore, and stuff like that. Like bigger halls were all in hall number 5. And then the hall number 6, which is separate from these 4 halls, had kids stuff, kids books, toys, globes. I bought a globe because I am smart like that. And pre-loved books. Most of my books I bought from that side of the book fair because I generally buy pre-loved books only. Cost anyway. So because of me buying pre-loved books, I have bought close to 40 books. Okay. So yeah, let's get into my book haul. Okay, so oh my god. So this is the trolley bag that has all my books. Truth be told, if I had taken my normal backpack also, I would have bought the same amount of books because last time I took a backpack and I bought around 35 books as well. And that backpack is almost the size of this only. So, but the point being, this was easier to carry and my bag did not break when I got home. So, yeah. So, I think we'll start with the packet. So, this is Niyogi Books Private Limited. This is the only publication thing that I remember from the others because this was the only one that I got from an actual publication. The rest are bookstores. So, we have 2 books from this one. One is R.V. Smith, Lingering Charms of Delhi, Myth, Lore and History. Yeah. So this talks about stories of Delhi, old Delhi, um, different monuments, because Delhi has a lot of small um places which you if you like start exploring, it's never ending. It's a very old city with a lot of layers to it, I guess. And so yeah, I wanted to see what I can find in this book. I guess seemed like an interesting choice. Then we have The Labyrinth by Gauradhari Das. It's a translation of an Odia novel by, and the translation is done by Manoranjan Mishra. So it's a story about Draupadi and Devdatta, who live in Odisha like in a middle class family, and how their lives entangle and the suspense of that all, I guess. So yeah, it seemed interesting. So got it. That is going to be the theme, as it usually is with my books. The only one book that I looked for and I did not find and had to buy it outside was On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Wong. And that's because that is a part of my book club this month. And they said to have a physical copy or not, I don't know, but I was like, you should have a physical copy, it's nicer. So let's get into it. So the other new book is this one. As people from Book Talk, Bookstagram, and BookTube already might be aware, White Nights by Freud Dostoevsky. Um, it's very famous right now. It is a very old story, but it all of a sudden has become a very, very famous Bookstagram book, and I was intrigued. And one of my favorite YouTubers also talked about this book, and it has sprayed edges, and it has a bookmark, and it's like short story collection, not just White Nights. So I decided it needed a try. So here we are with White Nights from Fyodor Dostoevsky. I can't pronounce the name. Yeah. This publication, I bought stuff from them last time also, the Bookaholics, and they give so many freebies with the packet. I did not realize. I only got like one book and have like 50 bookmarks in this, not 50, but like, yeah, a lot. So this is Hindu-Muslim conflict and politics. I'm going to move on from that and look at the bookmarks. These bookmarks have like their other books also, so we have many bookmarks. I will count them later. And also two pins. One is a cancer survivor pin, and one says denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. 5 stages of grief. That's nice. Oh, there's another one that is their book, public something. And other than that, we have some thought cards. So thank you, Bookaholics, for the freebies. So on to the books now. What? So we have Khushwant Singh, Indian Introduction. It did not have a blurb at the back. It is just like a note from Khushwant Singh. So I don't really know what it is about, but I am excited to read this because Khushwant Singh is one of our greatest writers, and I have another book that I have not read also, but yes, I want to read his book. Then we have Strangers on a Pier by Tash or Portrait of a Family. So basically, it's a Malaysian family that moves to somewhere, and then his grandparents move, and he's, I guess, the second generation immigrant. So conflicts, I guess, family drama, how they deal with things and all of that. Like from his grandfather's boat journey to Malaysia in 1920s to the memory of an ice cream on a beach in Montpellier to changing street names of Ho Chi Minh City, acclaimed author Tash weaves together the experience of belonging and rejection, privilege and oppression to create a portrait of modern global identity caught between the fast approaching future and the past that won't let go. So yeah, there is a lot of books with family and themes like that in the book 40 books that I bought, because I don't know, the different religions, different countries, different identities, sort of make me relate with people in a way. I mean, different stories of people and how they're similar to mine in some ways and very different in others. So makes you think. So that's why Strangers on a Plane. Then we have a short book by Cecilia Aaron. It's The Girl in the Mirror. So basically, two stories. It's a short story, two short stories by Cecilia Aaron, and I guess they are interconnected in some way. We shall find out when I read this tiny book. It's pretty. That's mainly why I bought it. But yeah, we don't say that. The next book is Resist 40 Profiles of Ordinary People Who Rose Up Against Tyranny and Injustice by Veronica Chambers. I think this line says what, like, I don't need to add anything, I think. So I'll just move on. Then we have the Virtual Hindu Rashtra by Rohit Chopra, After Nationalism and New Media. Again, I seem to have a lot of political books this time. I'm realizing I don't know why that is, but maybe because I don't know. So let's move on. Next, we have Sarah. Basically, lives of two people who are trying to understand their family, and then their kid is named Sarah, and how things change when she comes into the picture. Something along those lines. This is by Shashi Warren, and seemed again family stuff. So yeah. Then we have yeah, Mum's the Word. Mum's the Word is basically Mum's the Word by Kate Lawson. So it's sort of from the cover, it would seem like a rom-com. A 40-year-old looks around her life and finds out that it is kind of falling apart. Her son is living with her. She's broken up with her husband, and there's like a lot of things happening. And she's like, I thought all of this was supposed to happen in 20s. Why is it happening again in 40s? What's the point of this all nonsense? So yeah, she's struggling. And so 40-year-old protagonist, why can't I find words today? So yeah, that is what this book is, and seemed like a fun rom-com, so I picked it up. Then we have Jana Trollope's Other People's Children. So this is, how do I describe it? Basically, in not so much in India, but like other parts of the world, we have more step families than we have normal birth families at this point, because divorce rates and people realizing that people not compromising with things and having, I don't know, so separating from each other. So this talks about that, because having your children is one thing, and then having children of other people and you're still raising them because you become a step parent. We shall find out. Seemed like an interesting topic. And yeah, okay. These are coffee table books, and well, I just had to get them. They were very cheap, and they were just like calling out to me. So even though, yes, we are separating art from the artist for this one, not a fan of the artist, but still have a place of love for the art. So yes, this is the official Harry Potter baking book, and 40 plus recipes inspired by the films. We have a show that is like coming up right now, I think, with the actors of Fred and George are hosting it, I think. So I think from that, not sure, but yes, I will probably not be cooking anything from this. I might someday, but probably not soon. But pretty, it has recipes, so I had to get it. This one is also because had to, and this is K-pop, the ultimate fan book, and it has a lot of things about a lot of K-pop groups, what are classic K-pop terms, and all of that. So yes, K-pop. Then we have some fun stuff. These are also fun things. These are just, yeah. I bought comics. I have not bought like comics like Marvel comics ever, and this wording comics. I want them to have lower prices for the comics and have a lot of comic stores, but I don't think they will. But that is the dream. So we have the Edge of Spider-Man variant edition. This is like Spider-Verse for my brother. He loves the Spider-Verse. I'm forgetting the name. I also love them, but he loves them more. So this is for him. This is also for him. Spider-Punk again, Spider-Verse, and these are two of my personal favorites from Marvel at this point, because I have not watched a lot of Marvel. I watched some, and out of that, those some things, these things are my favorite, sort of. Yeah, this is something regarding Agatha all along, but not Agatha all along. This is Wiccan and Herculean, but yeah, and I love the show Agatha all along. I am hoping to make a video on that soon, but I don't know when that will be. Then we have the Eternals. I watched this movie, and a lot of people don't like this, but I liked it. I understand the concept, and I appreciate the world building, but I think it would have been better as a series because there is a lot going on, and we have never heard of this in the Marvel universe. So maybe a series would have been better. But yeah, Marvel fans, don't come for me, please. Okay, so next we have this book I bought because of the title. You'll see why. This is the Lost Bookshop, and yes, because the bookshop and I my stack or books with the title bookshop or library or something like that is growing. I think that would need a separate shelf of its own at one point. So yeah, this is based in Dublin, and basically like a magical bookshop, and two people uh, go to this bookshop and something happens and their life changes. So yeah, Lost Bookshop. We shall find out about why the bookshop is lost, I guess. Um, then we have Dancing Girls by Margaret Atwood. I wanted to buy something else from Margaret Atwood, but I could not find that. So we settled for Dancing Girls. I'm probably going to buy more of her books now. Very sad books mostly, like, from what I've heard. At least one is very sad. Everybody, Handmaid's Tale. So yeah, that was the one that I was looking for, but did not find it. So we bought the Dancing Girls. And the next is Charlotte Bronte, Shirley. I have not read any Bronte, but I have a few. I shall read them soon, hopefully. And now the next one, I already started reading this. I've read like the first part of this. It has like 4 parts, 5 parts. It's very small. Like, I'll probably read this in an hour because of how short this is. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 parts. Don't come at me. This is fun. So this is Princess and the Prig. Fairy tales for feminists. It's funny, and knowing the fairy tales as I have from my childhood, almost all the fairy tales I have read the Grimm's fairy tales also, not like the full unabridged version. I've read the abridged version. I plan to read the full actual stories also, but this one, this is so unnecessarily funny. Like, I mean, I'll just read one. Okay. Um, we have nursery rhymes. So the 5 topics in this is fairy tales, nursery rhymes, childhood films, children's classics, myths and legends. Okay. So for the nursery rhymes, the first nursery rhyme that we have here is Jack and Jill. And as you might recall from your um, pre-primary schooling. The rhyme goes like Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. But there is like a paragraph after that also, as nursery rhymes usually have, and we are taught half of them for some reason. So basically, in the next paragraph, Jack goes back to his home, gets his um, wound looked at by his mother or some dame, and but we don't know what happens to Jill. And the paragraph after that is the same paragraph as the first paragraph. So first paragraph we have the Jack and Jill went up the hill. Then we have the part where Jack goes home and gets his wound looked at, and the third paragraph is the same paragraph as Jack and Jill went up the hill. But Jill also fell down. So why is nobody talking about Jill? I had not thought about that until I read this. So yeah, Jack and Jill. We'll never know what happened to Jill, but we are glad that Jack is fine. I mean, it's small, but we have like illustrations and yeah. So fun book. This might be the first book that I review from this because I've read one fifth, one fourth of the way through it. Moving on, we have Above Average by Amitabha Bagchi. So this is about a Delhi boy, middle class Delhi boy who's above average in his science and maths, gets into an IIT, but likes to play drums. He wants to become a rock star, but familial expectations and stuff. So what is he going to do when we have a rock fest coming? Studies or his rock career? We shall find out when I read it. Then we have Motherland by Leah Franqui. So basically, intercaste, no, not intercaste, intercontinental marriage. She's an American and she marries an Indian boy, and they come back, Indian guy, they come back to India for his job, and she's a foodie, so she can work from wherever. So, but yeah, food blogger rather. So it's a change for her, but she adjusts. But then her mother-in-law moves in after leaving their father-in-law after 40 years. So what happens when these two headstrong women are in the same room? We shall find out in Motherland. Then this next two books I've read already, but I wanted the physical copies, so I bought them because physical copies are always better. So the next one is 5 Feet Apart. I love the book. I love the movie. It's so sweet. And yeah, this is by Rachel Lippincott with Mickey Daughtry and Tobias Iconis something. So basically, this is about two teenagers who fall in love, but they can't be in contact like physically or like five. They can't be like within 5 feet of each other because they have what I forget. So yeah, the disease is CF, cystic fibrosis. Basically, an infection in lungs, and you get sick continuously and have to get lung transplants. Otherwise, very short lifespan for the kids. It's a hard disease, and so yeah, these two kids both have cystic fibrosis, and they fall in love with each other. So that's good, but yeah, nice, sweet. It's like that one, Fault in Our Stars, but I don't think the main leads die from what I remember. If anybody has not read or seen Fault in Our Stars, I'm sorry about spoiling that, but yeah. And the next is The Vegetarian by Han Kang. This was my book club's read for the last month. I read it online, but I prefer physical copies. So yes, this was a very hard read for me. I could barely get through it, but very well written, but just so extremely viscerally uncomfortable book. It was very hard to read it, and I wanted to punch people so much in this book because what the hell is wrong with them? But yes, good book. Very hard read, but good book. Next is the one that I'm supposed to read this month, and this is On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous, and hopefully I'll be able to finish it before my club meet, or if I go to the meet or not. But yes, this is there. Next books are like the cutest books of this hall. They're so cute, it's so small and they're so pretty. And yes, I bought them because they're pretty. Don't come at me. So this is the Indian India loves love poems. Cute small book, and it has like very cute illustrations in it as well, and they look like block prints. And I was really, I just really liked how the way it looked, and it's just like two colors, and the whole all the paintings inside are also two colors only. So just a very interesting concept. I really liked it. Same on the same concept. This is love poems and love letters for all of the years. So it's like January to December poems based on months, I guess. And again, this has small, not paintings as such, but like monthly pages, and it's in green, pink, and black as the cover. And again, very pretty. Just bought it for the pretty. Then we have like a travel companion for Paris. I don't know why I keep buying them. They're fun. I have like three more, and they have a map of Paris. So someday when I go to Paris, this might come in handy. On to the last 10 books. This was the first packet that I bought from the book fair after the Globe. The Globe was the first purchase. This one was the next, like the first shop, and I bought 10 books. I generally don't do that, but here we are. So, so the first is At Home in Mumbai by Chandrima Pal. It's stories from the city's living spaces. So like very varied, like from the big areas of the gated communities of Mumbai to like the chawls to the footpaths. She's currently talked to different people or written stories about different people. I'm not sure if this is fiction or non-fiction. I shall read and find out. But India, Indian houses, and yeah. Then of course, how can one my halls be complete without a Judy Picoult? So we have a Judy Picoult. This is Mercy. Um, the love of your life asks for your help to die. What would you do? What would you do? Leave your answers in the comments below. Her books, man, they are something else. I've not read a lot. I own a lot of them because I really like how she writes. Sort of grown used to her writing style. I wasn't a big fan of the last book that I read of hers, but the rest have been very good. So I will keep buying Judy Picoult until I have all of her books. Okay, so the next one is Travels in a Dervish Cloak, Adventures in Pakistan. So this is basically this writer Isambrat Wilkinson. His grandmother is from the Southeast Asian region, and so when he hears things from her about Pakistan and everything, so he comes to Pakistan. He's Anglo-Indian. His grandmother is Anglo-Indian. He is 1/4 Pakistani, I guess. So he basically takes up a job as a reporter in Pakistan, but then finds other people who are basically, and then starts to look in like lost culture and old traditions of Pakistan, and basically about that goes through different tribes and places to find things. So yes, interesting Southeast Asian cultures and everything. So had to get it. Then we have Bhopal Nama, writing in a city. So again, a book about Bhopal, about the place, the city, its history, its different angles of the city. As an architect, I've read similar books in my college also, not as a part of my core syllabus, just like extra reading. And they have always interested me, so this also seems like an interesting thing. So I read one about Lucknow and I think Jaipur. So not this, that was like a small book, but again, writing a city is there's so much to look through in a city. So the city in itself is like a living being in itself. So Gopalnama, and then the one book that both my parents laughed at because well, this is Basic Guide to Dating. This is by Ira Trivedi and Sachin Bhatia. We shall find out after reading this. So let's see how it goes. The next one is The Sum of All My Parts. The Sum of All My Parts, sorry, by An- Andalib Wajid. So basically, it's a life story of a girl from Vellore. Basically, she has her own family now. So she looks back on her life and is thinking about what all has passed, herself, her kids, her grandkids. So yeah, again, I just like to read about people like that, and it's just interesting, heartwarming stories or heartbreaking stories. So yeah, so this will be my undoing by Morgan Jerkins. So this is like, is this essays? Forget. Yeah, kind of like essays. So about being a black girl and a black woman in a predominantly white society, and yeah, very heavy books, I'm realizing. But yes, okay, on to a relatively lighter book, The Return Journey by Maeve Binchy, and it's like short stories. So star-crossed lovers, basically families, they kind of star-crossed travelers, they switch bags, and there's like different families and how their lives kind of interconnect because of this travel debacle where they misplace bags and take somebody else's bags. So kind of like an interesting concept of like different lives from different continents, different countries mixing together, and like a final something coming out of it. So okay, this is another translated from Tamil. It's Heat by Punami and translated by N. Kalyan Raman. So what is this about? Yeah, so basically this kid kills his landlord. He's like 15 years old, and he kills his landlord because the landlord killed his brother, and he loved his brother. So now he and his father is on the run. And how does that go? We shall find out when I read this. Oh my god. And on to the last book of the 38 titles that I have bought is The Silver Thread by Kylie Fitzpatrick. So basically, she's separated from her house, her family, because of some reason, and then she's tried for like a murder, for a crime, not murder, that she did not commit, and then she's exiled because of that crime, and she needs to prove that she's innocent. How will she do that? We shall find out in the silver thread, because every cloud has a silver lining apparently. I don't know if that's where it comes from, but yeah, this is my guess that maybe that's where it actually took the inspiration. Hopefully not, because that is very sad. Like, the book sounds very sad. So yeah, hope you liked my video. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.